31. It says, if God is for us, who could stand against us? If God is for us, who can stand against us? The answer, nobody. Nobody. Honor God. Be confident in who you are and who God made you to be. The bottom line is that you need to know who you are, especially for you young people. As you continue to learn about yourself, as you continue to learn about your talents and your gifts, you need to know who you are. Proverbs says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. This verse is very true indeed. If you think you can accomplish something, you are taking the first steps to doing so. I've seen it so many times in my life. A young, talented player who believes he can become the best, and a player who thinks he is just good, but doesn't believe that he's someone special. Who do you think is going to have more success? Who do you think is going to experience more success? For you young people, believe that you can do something or be something. Have faith that God can and wants to do great and wonderful things in your life. But it starts with belief and then trusting in God. How do the best become the best? By believing that they can accomplish what nobody else thinks can be accomplished. If they didn't believe it in the first place, if they didn't think that they could do it, it would never get done. Gotta be able to believe. Parents, I believe that you guys have an incredibly influencing role. And I want to share something with you in rearing your children to be men and women of God. I feel like it's very crucial. Always encourage your kids and tell them that you believe in them. I see some parents and they encourage the wrong things. They do it harmlessly. They think that it's okay. They think they're doing it in fun. But in reality, it actually hurts their kids. Don't get nervous now. Don't choke. Don't miss it. If you lose, well, you weren't expected to win anyway. It's this kind of mentality that doesn't help kids. These comments over time encourage a negative mentality. And it'll be easier for your child to focus on what he shouldn't do rather than on what he should do. Change your words. Change your words to be positive. Change your words to be encouraging. To things like, I believe in you. I have confidence in you. You can do it. I know you can. We'll work hard at it together so that you can achieve that goal. Okay? Kids and people that aren't afraid and who end up succeeding don't think about the negative outcome. They only focus on the positive. Start instilling this kind of mentality in your children early, in their formative years, and they will learn to focus on what is right and good. And when they do, they won't have time to take note of the negative. And they won't have time to be able to go out and to compete with fear. My mom was so good at this with me. She was so good in that whenever I would start to talk about something negative, I would get frustrated and talk about something negative. My mentality or focus would be negative. She would stop me immediately, right in my tracks, and find a way to switch it to being positive. In doing so, it was rare for me to think about anything negative during competition, such as losing or the possibility of losing or what's going wrong while competing. I only thought about what I needed to do, what I was doing right, and finding a way to win. That was all I focused on. I didn't focus on any negative because I didn't know about it. I was not brought up that way. Encourage and be positive with your children. It makes a huge, huge difference. And lastly, God's champions, believe it or not, they go after the prize. They go after the prize. But they know that trophies, money, and fame do not last. The trophies, money, and fame do not last. Proverbs says a good name is more desirable than great riches. to be esteemed is better than silver or gold. You see, people will forget victories. They will forget wins. But when you take what you've accomplished with all of your talent, and you use it to influence and share the love of Christ, that has the opportunity to touch lives for a lifetime and even into eternity. To become God's champions, ironically, you don't need to win championships, even though you sometimes and often do, because God will not look at you and treat you differently if you don't, since He is the one who's in control of the winning and the losing, right? God only cares that you take every bit of talent He's given you and you work your very hardest and the best that you can, while understanding that He is honored when we give our best efforts. Our character, attitude, generosity, humbleness, servanthood, and passion for what we do and for life will speak for themselves, and we will focus not on our own glories and fame, but on what Christ has done for us and how He has given us this talent to touch and inspire lives into the kingdom of God. That, my friends, has eternal value, far more than our short time here on earth will ever give us. And that is what our talents are for, to bless others and touch lives for Jesus. If you think that God doesn't care about victories, let me tell you something. The more you glorify the Lord and stand up for Him, the more strength and power He will give you for each day. Why? Because God knows that we can't do it on our own. But if we are responsible with our successes, God knows that He can trust us to give us more, because we will be using it for righteousness in Jesus and not for ourselves or our own glory. And about God and victories, yeah, He knows all too well. I don't need to tell you that there is a battle here on earth between good and evil. But in the end, when all is said and done, we already know that God has taken the victory through Christ's death on the cross. If you are in a battle, whether on or off the court, how comforting is it to know that before you see the outcome, you already know you've won? How comforting is that? And there's no more stress. There's no more, do I need to, say that ball was out? There's no need for that. Because God has already won the battle for us. This is what it's like to be on God's team. And because God never loses, all His children are champions in every respect. Do you want to be on the winning team? Then choose not to just be a champion in the eyes of the world, but to be a champion, even more importantly, in the eyes of the Lord. And trust me when I say that it is more rewarding to do that and to have Christ in your life than to win any tournament or any competition you will ever enter. Becoming a champion for God is one decision that I promise you will never